Hey, Craig, let's get into some coffee talk.
Hey, I love it. I love doing some coffee talk.
Well, talk about what?
Dogs, daughters, whatever. It's coffee talk.
Coffee talk.
Mr. Jason just promised.
Oh,
He just promised.
It's a coffee talk.
I asked him, is my face orange from eating these Cheetos? He said, yep,
Yes.
your whole face is orange because of the lighting. He gives me a hard time about my lighting. Then he says, I spent a lot of time on it.
What does that insinuate, Craig?
That I did not spend a lot of time on it. And I take offense to that because I did spend a lot of time on it, Mr. Jason.
Now you did, but it took a lot. I only say that because
Okay, true.
it took a lot of time.
Were you teaching me a lesson?
I don't know. You tell me.
I will tell you because I got an idea.
You may fire when ready.
I will fire. I will fire now.
Yeah, please do.
Yeah. So I'd like to pull this idea, which comes from concepts in marketing. It comes from a lot of online marketing, but marketers in general use this concept. And I think that this concept can be applied in the agency space with any business, really. It's the concept of testing, right? Testing things. I think a lot of times as agents or as business owners will come in and have this kind of all or nothing approach, right? Sometimes emotionally based, where I go spend, it doesn't work. I'm doing that thing with the air quotes. It doesn't work. And then I eject, right? And we've talked about this before, but I think that it's really important to have this way of thinking and approaching the various tactics in business as the way to do things. For example, we're running ads, right? And what do? They put multiple different things together, like to put it to different people. Then with each one of those, they use different. So it's very scientific in the approach that they have with how they present these things. And in the same way, like let's say we buy leads, right? You buy leads, don't you, Mr. Jason?
I have. Yeah, sure.
Oh, I don't mean to put you to sleep. I wish I had the cricket one, but it doesn't play. So when you're buying leads, you could approach it as, oh, I bought leads. They didn't work. It's 3 days in. I've spent $500 and I got nothing. And then eject. Now, was that a good use of that $500? Or are you saying you're shaking your head no?
No.
On an audio podcast.
Right.
Thank you.
Well, that makes the best audio.
Right. Jason, I would like to, for the record, let everybody know that Jason was shaking his head no. Thank you. So what you could do is approach it this way. I am going to buy leads. I'm going to buy it from 4 different sources, 4 different types, and I'm going to put, I don't know, $15,000 towards it. And at the end of the month, I'm going to look at the results.
Mr. Big Spender.
I'm going to look at the results from those leads and see which one performed the best. Because we know that you can get results from leads, right? Wake up, Mr. Jason. I can't find anything to put.
Bowling.
You can get
first
results.
Off, we got the Stream Deck thing.
Yeah.
That Craig's he hits now and sound effects, right? But the best part about it is that I know he's looking, like I know when it's coming because he's looking around for it down there. So I have a good build up towards it.
It's frustrating because of the 16 buttons of sound effects that I have, only 6 of them will work because the native sounds are not played if I play it. I mean, what's up with that?
Yeah,
so,
baby.
We're stuck with the
Yeah, baby.
you know, and then all the other ones that you've heard. If you want to hear the other ones, you better listen to some other episodes. What?
Okay, go back to your story.
Yeah. You're going to get a much better result and a movement towards some sort of way to sell things by doing that approach, right? Test it.
Yes.
Test it. It isn't to say internet leads don't work or to say mailers don't work or to say whatever. Anybody that says some kind of strategy doesn't work hasn't invested enough time or money in that strategy. And I could almost argue that anything they do isn't going to work because they're not going to spend enough time or money on that tactic. They're going to keep going, Shiny object syndrome, shiny, keep bouncing from one thing to another, never getting results, and then they're going to go hang out in the room with all the other complainers smoking cigarettes, like Thelma.
Smoking
Selma.
cigarettes.
That stuff doesn't work.
I think there's two parts to that, right?
Yeah.
First part is when somebody
Tell
says it doesn't work, it's like, are you discounting the fact that it does work for other people and just you haven't got it to work yet? Are you saying that it doesn't
They're lucky.
work
They
and
got the
maybe
good
it's-
ones.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think that that's a weird thing to say. Like, if you're saying things don't work that do work for other people, you're basically not taking ownership of it.
Sure.
Like, you're not. And then the other thing, I think the interesting part that you were saying is that you do, when you test something, you definitely have to create a process for it. There has to be a time element,
yeah.
kind of a longer time element tail. So,
Right.
if I was going to test something, I wouldn't test it for 2 weeks and then bail.
Right.
I would maybe go a third of the spend and go for a month or a quarter of the
Right.
spend, go a month or longer to actually have some data based on a good set of days, right? You want to see what it's going to perform like over time.
Right.
Yeah.
That spend, so let's say, okay, I spend 15,000, 90% of it I don't get any results from, but I find out that this 10% over here, I do get results from. So, okay, I only 1,500 of what I actually spent actually is good stuff, right? The other 13,500 is crap. I got nothing out of it. Or did I get nothing out of it, right? To have the knowledge that this set over here actually gives me that information that I'm going to get results from it. Now, was that worth that intelligence, right? I mean,
Right.
information is gold, isn't it?
Yep.
Knowing, like now I know, oh, over here, my cost per sale is under $100. So now I could take the 15,000 in the next month and put all of it into that one or half of it in that, and then use the other half to test another set, right? But if I know I'm going to get $100 cost per sale out of that over there, then guess what? If I spend $8,000 on it, I know how much I'm going to get out of it, right?
Right. Yep.
If it's $100 cost per sale and I spend $8,000, how many sales am I going to get?
A lot.
80 is the correct answer.
Right.
80, right? Using the math. Because the math works. Insert the
math
Giphy
is
of
the only
of
thing that works.
the little numbers going across the screen. We'll never have that
It's the
happen.
only way to approach it. I mean,
Yeah.
if you're wishing thing without
Wishing, wanted, hoping.
a trackable, measurable system is completely a waste.
Right. Then just do
That's-
nothing.
I would rather do nothing.
Right. Then keep trying
I would
something
rather
that you're
do
going to
nothing, Craig.
So I think that it's important. Like, I didn't think that way prior to really sticking with internet lead purchase and buy system. But like just putting it into a process that now I can split test and now I know that I can get results. And you can do this with anything, right? Okay, the mailers for me, I found had an even longer tail, right? It was like a 6 month. I put the money in. I'm not really going to see results for 6 months. And I remember them saying, you're not going to see much for 6 months. So you got to be ready to deal with that. Okay, great. That wasn't affordable enough, right? For what you had to spend, and my cost per sale ended up being pretty high. The producers loved it,
Right.
because it was easy, right? Internet leads are harder to sell. So there's a lot of other components, but at least for me, and I know for you, you could track it and you could test it and you know what is working. As long as you have all the right tools, you have the right number of dials on it, you have all that kind of stuff going on, right?
You got to track it.
Yeah.
Or
Track it or
get rid of
whack it.
What? Mr. Craig, this is the wrong podcast.
No, just, I think that's
You
it.
didn't make a noise.
Yeah,
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
baby. Yeah.
No, what about the whoop, 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 whoop?
Oh. Yeah.
He's got to search for him.
It's hard.
That's the best part.
Yeah. It's tough. I'm going to get better at it, though. Got to get better
And
at
that's
it.
a coffee talk.
It is a coffee talk. Thank you for listening. We appreciate
Yes.
you guys. If you'd like to tell us something,
Tell
positive
us.
or negative, do it. Fire us a text at 520-214-2219.
2219.
22.
It can be negative.
Why not?
It's okay.
Yeah, we could deal with it. I got it working on my phone again. So I actually responded to a couple people this weekend.
Greg.
Yep. Oh, I'm getting these weird alerts for my emails. So also, please go in, like and subscribe. Go in those videos, do all that. Join
No
the
one is
Facebook.
listening to this, Mr. Craig. Not
I know.
one
That's
person.
why I'm going to see. If you put 4-leaf clover
I'm not
in the Facebook
listening
group,
to you.
we'll send you a t-shirt to the first person.
Okay, I'm going to do it.
All right. Thank you. And we will see you later. A bid
Bye.
adieu. We bid adieu.
Hey, Jason.
Yes, Mr. Craig.
That was another awesome episode, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Well, if people want to get a little bit more action and learn how to do write 100,000 in premium
Yes.
off of even the worst internet leads, where could they go?
They can go to live.teledudes.com.
Ooh, that sounds exciting. Are we going to be there?
Yes, it's a weekly call that we're doing right now it's live and it will show you the process. The entire process is super awesome.
I love it. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Sign up right now, live.teledudes.com.
Live.teledudes.com. That's live.teledudes.com.
Hey, Craig, there's a new community that we are starting that I cannot wait to tell everybody about. It is our live texting community where you and I are going to answer people's questions and give them free content, right?
Are you kidding me? We get
Yep.
to talk to them?
Yeah, which is awesome, but they have to opt in. They have to text us at 520-214-2219. That's 520-214-2219.
Nice. I'm
Craig, are
text
you going to
now.
respond to these texts?
I'm going to respond to them for sure. Live.
I'm into it too. It's going to be
Well-
awesome. And it's going to be our new texting community where we're going to get back to everybody that we can and drop some crazy content, free content, and free the calculator that you just came up with. That's right. The calling calculator, sales material. I mean, everything for insurance agents. This is it. It's the best texting community out there for insurance agents.
Well, what the heck is that number again? I can't remember it.
It's 520-214-2219. That's
Okay.
520-214-2219.
I love it. I'm going to text it right now.
520-214-2219.
All right. I'll see you later, Mr. Jason.
Bye, Mr. Craig.
Wait, do they even listen to this on the radio anymore?
I love it. I love it.
Nice.
All right.